So be cautious out there and make sure that you have your blow-up air mattress in the back of your trunk.
So it's been a character building week last week.
You mean the near-death experiences? The flu?
Yeah, the flu, dying. I was in the hospital with pneumonia, but I'm alive.
You're alive.
I'm back.
Yeah, it got me pretty good too. So the bug is going around. It seems to be like 3 or 4 different versions of it. There's the cough, there's the flu, the energy one, the sinus one. I mean, the sinus one got me, and it really drained me for like 2 days straight. I couldn't have any energy stay within my body.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's. I thought I had gotten rid of the cold, and then all of a sudden it came back in my chest, and next thing you know, I'm passing out at home, and they're calling 911, and I'm taken into the hospital, and I've got ammonia in my chest. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah, when you sent me the picture, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to the doctor. He must have given me the walking pneumonia.
Something, right? So, today, communication, about having that, creating that unstoppable communication that you have not only with your customers, your employees, potential customers, but just anywhere and everywhere.
Communication in life, your wife, your friends, your spouse, your significant other, everyone that you talk to.
Yeah.
When you are in the middle of that communication, it's completely known that communication is the responsibility of the communicator. So there's tons of times where people just don't understand what you're saying. That's that you're not communicating it to them correctly, and there is a skill to that. Being a speaker, you have to know what your audience is hearing and make sure that you're bringing it over to them in a way that they're translating it correctly. The left side of the brain is taking that in and understanding what you're saying. It's like the phone booth game or the phone call game where if one person whispers something in one ear and then it goes down the line and ends up something else somewhere else. That happens a lot in communication. So knowing how to be a good speaker is crucial.
Yeah. It's tonality, right?
Yeah.
It's body expressions is a communication. You look at, for example, the in text or email, when you're typing, a lot of people can misconstrue what came across.
Oh yeah.
Because the way it was typed, you can't tell the feeling or the emotion behind it. So communication is a very powerful tool, and if done right, and that's the thing is you look at, like for public speakers, you watch what they do in their tone and their emotion, how they tell stories and when they pause and so on. Those are great examples to watch any type of speaker. But how are you communicating with your customer?
Yeah, what's your audience seeing? What kind of rapport are you in with your customer? What kind of rapport are you in with your audience? Do you have rapport on stage? Are you anchoring certain set places? Like you'll see some keynote speakers that when they're going to take questions, they'll walk to the left of the stage and stand there and take questions from there. And then when they walk away from that spot, there's no more questions. So they're anchoring that into the audience so the audience understands when I get to that side, I'll be taking these questions. There's all kinds of key references that you can learn. And a lot of people that are out there teaching speaking and Toastmasters and all that stuff, they teach you these key points of how to be a trained professional, but starting off, it's just speaking from the heart, right? So when I started, there was no formal training. I didn't have any background in speaking. I just knew I loved to share, and that's good. Do it. Because when you're working and you're out there doing what you need to do, there's so many people that can benefit from it. Somebody was just telling us a story about one of the other radio show hosts here that went on stage for the weekend and really just didn't think that his show was making a huge impact. But everybody that was at the event was like, oh my gosh, he's here speaking live, and the whole auditorium filled up, and he got so much joy out of it, and he shared so much of his information, and his speaking made an impact on his audience that day, which rekindled back into him why he's in business, right? Why does he have a radio show? Why does he do the podcast?
Yeah, well, that goes with even just having a radio show, being able to communicate your points effectively, and sometimes it's challenging. Like you are not sure what the next question would be, and you got to come up with the questions ahead of time. And there's a lot of ways to really drive the point home. But when you're communicating, we've been talking about out there that when you're developing content that you're marketing to your audience, your communication to your audience is going to be critical in what you say and how you say it and what's going to attract them to you, right? The people will start liking your tribe, right? They like your vibe and they want to be part of your tribe, as Doug says. And so when you're communicating, using your tone, your body expression, if you're not, you should be doing some type of video every day, like a video tip. Even if it's just 1 minute or 2 minutes. And one of the things that we teach at Design It, which we just had a course, and it was people were just blown away, and we've got a new one coming up, and we'll share that with you. But one of the things that I like to do to create a really easy magnet, and we talked about this on our coaching program yesterday with some of our coaching members, that to your first magnet, or to get people to give you their email or their contact information, is to create 10 videos of commonly asked questions about your products or services, and then 10 other videos of things they should be asking. And so these are 2 to 3 minute videos, and they're easy to create, and all you got to do is search on Google around your particular keyword, how to whatever your keyword or what is, and Google will give you a list of the most commonly asked questions. And so you take those videos and you do one a day like that, and then you put them behind some type of form where they've got to put in their contact information. But what's great about that is it gets into your social media. You could put them out there with links back. You put them into your Facebook, everywhere.
Yeah, and this can be done from any perspective, whether it's on radio, YouTube, TV. I was just caught KVIE last night, just clicked it on for a second, and a local chocolatier was on there, and she was just telling how she grew up watching KVIE in the mornings, and she was just talking about why she loved chocolate so much. And I was actually stopping for a moment because I wanted to get to know the lady, because I'd been to her establishment. And that's the thing that you want to do. You want to open up that barrier and let people see you. So this speaking and these videos that you're doing can be promoted all the way from the chocolatier to the taxes consultant to the speaker to the host, whatever your business is. These are key points that you need to know to get that stuff out there. And today our guest that we have coming on is going to be amazing, and this is what she teaches.
Yeah, she teaches how to create unstoppable confidence through communication. So stay tuned as we come back here on Money 105.5 Money Talk. Man, I'm having
Money 105.5. The flu is still getting you, bud.
I'm telling you, I'm running a little slow, but we're getting it.
He's alive.
I'm alive.
Okay, the guest is on the line and waiting for the next segment.
Have you ever heard the statement, mindset is everything? I believe this statement to be true. If you're ready to grow in your business or you're trying to change things in your life, mindset is key. I'm Brandon Hintz, and I've helped thousands of my clients set their mindset in the right direction to allow them to achieve their goals and to make changes in their lives. You can have what you want. Let's stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back with my help. Go to AskBrandonForFree.com. That's AskBrandonForFree.com.
Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app with Brandon Hintz and Mike Driggers in the now.
Welcome back. Money 105.5 in the now with Brandon Hintz and Mike Driggers. And we have a special guest today.
Yes, we do. We have an amazing guest. Melody Keymer Harper is a highly, highly sought-after international speaker, best-selling author, entertainer, consultant. She's been in movies. As a matter of fact, she was in a movie with Elvis Presley. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And she's got a twin, and they're like the Wonder Twin, the double mint twin sisters. But yeah, she's been a radio host with over 40 years of experience teaching, successful communication, speaking strategies. And, she has a program, Stand Out with Unstoppable Confidence. And so let's bring her to our show today and welcome her. Melanie, are you out there?
I am.
Well,
so
welcome.
Nice to be here with you.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm excited to have you on the show. We were in LA together. We had a chance to chat, and get to know each other, and so I was excited to be able to have you on the show today.
Well, I'm excited as well, and yes, I love it when I get to know people like that.
Yeah, it's great. Now, hey, listen, so people need to know your background, right? They need to know, and it expands over multiple decades in the show business and speaking industry. How did this all come about?
Well, it's very interesting. My mother really loved music, and she saw this little program that was being sponsored over our local market, and she entered my twin sister and me in it. And we sang, "I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck." I don't know if you ever had that, if your mom ever sang that to you. But
No, mine didn't.
No, she didn't. Okay. Well, she used to sing that to us when we went to bed, and we learned it. And she said, "Okay, I'll put them in the contest." So we were in the contest. We look like, if people can remember, way, way, way back, Shirley Temple. If not, look her up. Little curly hair, and we looked like two little Shirley Temples up there. And we sang, and we won. And we won this huge, great, big, huge bag of groceries. And they thought that was so adorable. We enjoyed it. We had fun. So she kept putting us in other contests, and we kept winning. And that's how it all began when we were 3 years old. And since then, we've been in film, stage, and TV, and been with some of the biggest celebrities that have been very fortunate and blessed. That's in Hollywood and in the speaking industry. And so I'm just very happy about the direction that we've gone in, because it's also made it so that I can help other people in the same direction, because it wasn't always great for me.
Well,
it was a beginning.
So you've been So you've been with some pretty great legends in Hollywood. Can you tell the listeners who were the most influential and why?
Well, you mentioned one of them in the movie with Elvis Presley. We were in the movie Double Trouble with Elvis Presley, and I remember emphatically asking him a question because of something that happened to me on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And it was something I never, ever want to experience again. I was on The Tonight Show being interviewed, and all of a sudden in front of I just knew there were hundreds in the audience, and thousands or millions on the TV watching in. And for some reason, for the first time, I just looked at a little red light, and I went totally blank. Now, I don't know if you two have ever experienced that.
Actually, I have on PBS. I did that. Matter of fact, I was my very first showing. I froze a little bit, and then. But the worst thing was they gave me these cards to read, and they were auctioning off things, to support PBS. And
oh my!
And you know what happened? I've never seen the word crochet, and I've never knew. And I was like young. I was like 19, 20, right? And and so I'm reading these cue cards, and you can get this Crockett. I kept calling it Crockett because I didn't know what it was. So anyways.
Well, at least you were talking. I went mute. I totally went mute. I went blank, and it's the worst feeling I've ever had in front of millions, and I can't say a word. All I could do was nod my head and smile, and I thought, oh my gosh. And I thought I can still feel the nuts that crawled into my stomach.
Oh, man.
Oh, it was just awful. And I thought, I never want to experience that again. And so when I was on the movie with Elvis Presley, I asked him, do you ever get nervous when you get on stage? And I just remember, and I don't do a good Elvis impersonator. I need to work on it. But anyway, he said to me, he goes, honey, whenever I get on them stage, I get them butterflies. And them butterflies is what keeps me at the top of my game. And I thought, wow. And I said, you get nervous? And he goes, I do. And he says, but you need to. And he said to him that everybody needs to have a little bit of nervousness. If they don't, they're not going to do their best job. But it's how you control those nerves that make a difference. So in my programs that I do with my coaching, and then the programs I do for seminars or workshops, I really emphasize to everybody what the stories were that I tell from all the lessons I've learned from the people that I worked with. And Elvis is a big one. Johnny Carson was another one. Mickey Rooney. I can't tell you the different things I've learned from each one that doesn't have to be just in the entertainment world, but is everyday life lessons and how to be professional and how to control butterflies so you have that unstoppable confidence. And that could be whether you're one-on-one speaking or in a big group or on a stage. And I have people all the time that would just say, can you help me? Can you help me? I have the material. I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to say it or put it together, or I feel nervous. And I thought that's my goal, is to help people not to go through that same feeling I went through, because that was miserable.
Yeah, I love that, butterflies, that, and this is great for people that maybe are, with today's technology, they're afraid to get in front of the camera, right? They get nervous.
Yes.
I know I was. right? I was afraid to get in front of the camera. I was afraid when we were starting this radio show. I had butterflies. But I love what you said. It forces you to do your best, right?
Yes,
and
it
I
does.
think a lot of folks out there and our listeners need to understand that it's okay to have this, because guess what? It's going to force you to do your best. And when you're in front of the camera, or you're on stage or in an interview or talking to the customer, a big customer, you almost want to thrive for that, I would imagine.
Well, you do. And when I worked with Betty White years and years and years ago, she had fear too, but she says she uses that, so she doesn't let it overcome her because she's learned how to control it too. But she loves having that because that actually gives you the excitement, gives you a little adrenaline. And if you don't have that little bit of nerves, you're going to probably be flatlined. It brings a little energy.
Yeah, and I
do
would
something before.
And I would imagine, like, I know we prepare for our workshops and you do for your workshops, so knowing your content is one, probably the first importance is knowing your content, and then that way when you are in the meeting or on stage or wherever, you're passionate because those nerves come out and your excitement and energy, I would imagine.
That's so true. And I love the word you just used, too, because it's so true. If you don't have the passion, or really, and you hear it all the time, know your why, but what it is understanding yourself and understanding the feeling and emotion that's going through you when you're actually producing the message you want to get across. Is it coming across with the way you want it to come across? Are you coming away with the love and passion? Because if you don't, it's going to show. And if you come away with the feeling that I'm helping other people and being of service, people resonate with that, and it just makes a difference. And the word you said, prepare, too, because that's a big thing. I have a whole 9 Ps on how to prepare, because preparing is a huge, huge difference on whether you're going to get your message out there or not. That gets a little bit of a confidence going there because at least you know your material. Part of or I should say part of being really nervous is if you're not well prepared.
Yeah, it's all mindset, and that's the thing. If you're not prepared and you're trying to do it from hip, which I've done in the past, and I have, I know a lot of my stuff, but sometimes you do a presentation because it's like on the fly. You've been asked to. You start getting this wondering discussion that goes on, and really being prepared helps you. But that I think for folks, our listeners, I think the 9 tips that you were talking about would be a good thing to share with the audience on how to prepare, especially with social media today and the ability to be your own studio. What are some of those tips? Let's hear them.
Well, I'll just give you a few briefly, and then they can go to my site, and they come in on my site and email me. I will go ahead and send the whole thing.
Awesome.
Nice.
For your listeners, I would do that.
We'll post on our on the live stream and all the places your URL as well.
Well, the one that I like is how to create a crystal clear message that captivates and magnetizes your audience.
That is so important. A big part of that is through the stories. And the stories are going to make a difference. And in sales, you've been in sales, so you know that usually it's say facts tell, stories sell.
Yep.
And it's so true. The stories are so important, and that's what I really go through. And that's part of the piece, too, in preparing. It's preparing your stories. It's preparing for ahead of time for where you're going, who your audience is, so you can relate to them. And it just makes a huge difference if you tell stories that they relate to, that shows your vulnerability, shows emotion, because people love and they buy you and are interested in you based on emotion. So part of those P's that I would use are preparing and just practicing too. That's a big part of it, is practicing it, preparing, and part of the preparing means that you are also being persistent in what you do. You're being professional. You're just producing the best message because you're the expert to show that you are the go-to person. And a big part of it is being authentic. So performing with authenticity and credibility. And a big part of that, and you have this too, are writing books. And I have books as well, and those books give you more credibility. And people say, I don't have a book. Well, you do have a book. Everybody has a book in them.
Everybody does.
They really do. They do.
And there's no excuse.
Telling their story.
Yeah, and there's no excuse. With today's technology, anybody can create a book, even if it's an e-book. Now, I'd recommend a soft cover to hardcover, but everybody should have a book, and everybody has a book. I don't care if you work for somebody, you're a sales rep or manager, you should have a book. If you're dealing with customers, you should have a book. So I preach that, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh no, it's so true. Well, I've been one of the books with you, Mike. Okay, and that was "Reach Your Greatness" with James Malinchak.
Yep.
We're both in that same book too, and it's just important to get our message out there. But that gives the credibility, and people want to know more about you. And it's just like the one thing that I have on my website. When people go there, they can opt in for my free complimentary book that I do on the 7 powerful ways to use speaking to build your business. And those are really powerful to get people out there. They don't realize the industries are way they can get out there to get the gigs, you might say, to get the people and contacts and clients to make a difference and to help them.
Yeah, what is that website? Go ahead and give it to them.
www.igniteyourspeakingpower.com. That's igniteyourspeakingpower.com.
So I know that we'll make sure we get that up. But and today's topic is so powerful because it's really creating that unstoppable confidence. And I think with all the P's that you shared, the prepare, the practice, be persistent, professional.
Positive. It's a positive attitude. There's more P's there too. There's actually more than P's than 9 I've added to them. But those are the main ones.
I love it. What are some things that folks using these? How do you see in today's world them using the skill set to get out there and expose? Like, what are you seeing in the market?
It's a huge game changer when you know the art of public speaking and communication. And people say, I don't do public speaking. Well, you're talking one-on-one. You are doing public speaking. It doesn't matter who you're talking to or where. That's public speaking. And there are different ways to talk, like being on stage. Being on stage, you're going to be using your speaking with big voices and big gestures so everybody can see. But if you're in one-on-one, it's a smaller, more controlled way of talking and way of speaking and the emotions and everything that you have that go with it. But in today's economy, without that communication, you're not going to be successful. And I have many clients that I work with, whether it's been through the college of teaching and counseling there or being in the corporate world and in the entertainment and working with business professionals. I have really helped them make a difference with making that impact and that message that comes across to help them gain more clients, get more business, or continue to stay with the business they have in a better and stronger way. And that's because the art of communication is what is the number one thing to make a difference in your business. If you don't have that and you have a lack of confidence, people read it and they see it. And who are you going to buy from, or who are you going to listen to? Are you going to listen to more a person that seems like they're confident and know what they're talking about?
Yep.
And have a way of communicating that shows that they care about you, that they're interested in you. They want to know.
Well, we're going to go to break real quick. Hold that thought because I want you to continue with that when we come back on Money 105.5 Talk Radio with In the Now with Mike Driggers Brandon Hintz, and we'll be back with Melanie to finish out those thoughts.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Or how about the one that says, mindset is everything? I truly believe both these statements. If you're looking to grow in your life or your business, then something's got to change. Stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Hi, I'm Brandon Hintz, and I've helped thousands of my clients do just that. Stop being controlled by limiting beliefs and patterns that don't suit you anymore. Join me at AskBrandonForFree.com. That's AskBrandonForFree.com.
Arizona Leather, America's choice for custom-made leather furniture and fabrics, is now 27 stores strong nationwide. Always American-made in our California factory. Arizona Leather offers exclusive lifetime warranties on hardwood frames, steel springs, workmanship, all fills, seams, and zippers. Plus their complimentary in-home design. In Roseville, corner of Eureka and Sunrise. Arizona Leather, made in America by Americans. We're not called the leather experts for nothing. We're called the leather experts for everything.
Families are discovering a better way to vacation on Tripping.com. One search on Tripping.com lets you filter, compare, and sort homes from the world's top vacation rental sites, so you'll always find the best deal. From furnished beach houses to cozy ski lodges, lakefront cabins to luxury condos in major cities, Tripping.com has them all. Vacation rentals offer more privacy, more space for everyone under one roof, and more choices. With fully stocked kitchens, extra bedrooms, and even hot tubs. all the comforts of home, and then some. Best of all, at Tripping.com you'll find more savings, with rates up to 80% less than traditional hotel rooms. Planning your family's spring break to Florida? Tripping.com. Can't wait to visit Lake Tahoe this summer? Tripping.com. Dreaming of a cabin in the Smoky Mountains? Tripping.com. This year, get out of the hotel room and into the vacation home of your dreams with Tripping.com/travel. That's TRIPPING.com/travel. Find your perfect vacation rental on Tripping.com.
When it comes to retirement, a lot of folks don't even know where to start, and it's easy to be overwhelmed and confused by all the information out there. Don't let that happen to you. Join Jeff Mitchell, the president of Monolith Financial Group, every Saturday morning at 10 for the Monolith Money Show to discover the strategies you need to know to have a happy and comfortable retirement. Start your journey into retirement with the Monolith Money Show, featuring Jeff Mitchell every Saturday morning at 10 on Money 105.5.
The number one show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we have Melody Keymer Harper in the stage. She's our guest for the day, talking about speaking power. And I know you have an event coming up, a 3-day event live, this in Orange County, April. You want to tell us a little bit about that event?
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you. It is on April 20th through the 22nd in Newport Beach. It'll be at the Newport Beach Marriott Bayview Hotel. And it's called Ignite Your Speaking Power, for that unstoppable confidence to make a huge impact with your message and to build your business through mastering the art of public speaking and communication. And it's going to be a powerful, hands-on, experiential, make a huge difference in your life kind of an event. And it's 3 days, and I will have, I call it kind of like a one-stop center as well, because not only am I going to help people with getting out there and do better with their speaking, and everybody wants to improve, right?
Right.
Everybody can improve.
Yep.
With their speaking. And at whatever level they're at, whether they're newbies or whether they're seasoned, they're going to come away with feeling like they have gotten so much from this 3-day event. And I actually have a couple of celebrities that are going to be there, too, that also are entrepreneurs. And they'll be speaking their message, as well as the one-stop center I'm talking about is I do the speaking component, helping them get out there to master the control of their speaking, to put their speech together so they understand how to actually begin it, how to end it, and what to do in between, and how to answer the question that people, when they ask you anywhere you're at, what do we do? And it's like, what do I say? And so how to actually put that together in your signature talk and to figure out who you really, really are talking to and who is going to be the biggest group of people that you can actually help. And that's what it's all about, is trying to get out there and help people. So it'll be 3 days in Newport Beach, and go to my site of speaklikeacelebrity.com. That's speaklikeacelebrity.com to see about the special that I have there. And because I'm on your show, I'm going to give them a special offer to use the coupon code so they can get a special rate for it. Would you like to hear that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure our listeners would love to have it.
Well, it's normally $1,997 for the 3 days, but on the website, because I'm putting a new year and really want to make a bigger impact with people, I put it down to $497. It's only $497. But if you go on and use the coupon code because of you and put down the word IGNITE, IGNITE, you'll get it for $297.
Wow, that's a good...
Thank you.
Thank you, and listeners will appreciate that. And, you know, for our listeners that know us, we're big into personal development. I'm not only do we have our own workshops, but I'm constantly, and I know Brandon's constantly going to other programs to learn, right? We're
Yeah, I mean, one of our key points in design that we really hit home on is the audio logo, which is basically setting them up to realize that you are a walking business. And if you can actually ignite people and magnetize them with, when you tell them what you do for a living, this is why this is so important. This is why we have her on the show today, is that being this speak like a celebrity, you know, ignite your speaking power, is a huge piece of your business. Whether you're dealing with just customers one-on-one, or if you're doing one-on-one talks and meetings and referral networks, whatever it is, these key components will change your business.
Yeah, I mean, you got conference calls, right?
Yeah.
Webinars today. You've got live streams. You've got videos to
Facebook
produce.
Live.
Facebook. I mean, there's so many things that I think that she can help improve. So definitely take advantage of this, folks. I mean, this is a $2,000 course, and you're going to get it for $297. And it's in April 22nd, and definitely want to take advantage of it. Go to speaklikeacelebrity.com. Now,
Use the promo code IGNITE for the discount.
Yes, absolutely, and
Yes.
we'll get it up on the site for everybody. Now, as we went to commercial, you were sharing about the passion and the P's and the things of that nature. What do you think's the biggest tip that you can give our audience today that could help them get started right away, and getting out there to speak?
That's a very, very good question, because some people ask, well, what do I do if I don't even know how to speak or whatever? The thing is to just decide what you want to do, know what your expertise is, what you know that you have to offer that can make a difference for people, and just jump out and start doing it and learn. And all of us, and you mentioned this too, about both of you were talking about mentors and how it makes a difference. Everyone has mentors. You guys, I know, have mentors. I have mentors.
Yep.
We always are learning, and so it's important to get out there and understand that you need to get the training. Excuse me. You need to get somebody that is going to be there to help you be accountable, to give you the directions. The main thing is make the move and decide to do something. If you don't, you're going to be waiting. So it's like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You want to help people now. Excuse me, I'm clogged today.
That's all right. I come back with ammonia, so we're good.
Oh my gosh, no good. Oh, I know, it's going around.
Yeah.
But and the communication makes a huge difference, and we were talking about that before. The communication, without the communication, you're not going to be nearly as successful if you don't have control of that language and speaking. And getting your message out, if you're an entrepreneur, that is one of the most powerful ways for people to know who you are. And they can hear about you, but it's different if they actually hear it from you.
Yeah, it's critical. It is so critical moving forward in the future for business to get this down, and especially because of the social platforms.
Yeah, the digital world that we're in, everybody wants to see the authentic you.
Yep.
And it's okay if you're
Absolutely.
teaching something, like there's people who teach what we teach and design it, but they don't do it like we do, and they don't put their heart is not our heart. And one of our guests before, he's a big sales influencer, and he gets up on stage, but then he raps. He has a rap song that he puts out there during the stage, and everyone loves it because it's him. They get to see him come out.
Exactly. That's it. The whole thing is be authentic and be you. Because people they'll ask me all the time, and that's something that we pull out too, is finding your uniqueness. Because, like you said, we all have maybe similar messages. People have different things, but in their arena, they have other people that have the same message they do too as well. It's a matter of we're buying the person. We're buying the person because we like that person. We're investing in that person because that person resonates with us more than maybe the other person that does the exact same thing. Or, in my case, and your case I'm sure too, we learn something different from each person that may be in the same genre, but they come with it at a different angle.
Yeah.
And it could be something that we take and we use. Everybody borrows from other people and then puts their own twist on it.
Absolutely. And I think the other part to this, to add to it, is that, that old saying is that when the student's ready, the teacher appears. You may have heard it 3 or 4 different times in different ways, but you go to this one event and you hear it again, but you finally listened. Like it hit you, like, oh, I need to do this.
This is something that has to be taken care of now.
Yeah, you start to
absolutely
find things. And so your subconscious mind's being programmed with it. You just weren't ready to hear it or listen to it because it wasn't your time. But that's why I love going to events of all types, and just because I learned something, even though I may know a lot of the stuff, one nugget can change my whole business.
Yep.
And the networking aspects, that too. I mean, we don't talk a lot about that. I mean, not only that you can learn from other by networking, and you create relationships and partnerships with folks and meet great people. Like I met you at the James Malinchak event in L.A., right? So,
Yes.
So you just never know. And
You don't.
And that's why you're on the show today.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, too. It's really, I just remember years and years ago reading the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Yep. Favorite book?
And that was, it's so great. My sister read it 7 times.
Wow.
And it was like my older sister, my twin sister and I, probably 7 between us.
There you go.
But it's so great. And I just remember it was so important to be interested in other people rather than being interesting. So it's all about them, not about you. And you were saying networking. And when people go to networking, so many just go up and they just say, here's my card. Do you know of anybody that can help me? Mm-hmm. And it's all about them. And that's not the way to go and approach people. Build a relationship. It's all about building that relationship and the trust and the caring. And that'll solidify a stronger relationship in the long run as well, and is much more beneficial for you. It also makes you feel good. It makes you stand out as somebody that they want to talk more to.
Yeah, the whole paradigm has shifted. I mean, even Dale Carnegie, back when he was really going for it, he understood this back then when the whole entire shift of society was all about sell myself, sell. And he knew, no, be interested, be curious about your customer, be curious about the public, because once again, we're in business, human to human, and they want to know that they're being heard. The critter brain wants to know that this person's interested and there's no fear here. This isn't a sales tactic. She actually truly wants to hear what I'm saying.
Yes, it is so true. It's just like with both you, Brandon and Mike, it makes a difference if you are talking to people and being positive with them and finding something about them that you can relate to, something that's in common. By talking, there's certain questions you would ask to find the commonality. And when you have a commonality, all of a sudden light bulbs go off.
Oh, yeah.
And they perk up. It's really something. And the biggest part I remember when I was very, very little is that if you don't remember anything else, remember first names, because a person loves to hear their name. So when you're talking to them, you say their names. And it's like, wow, they know that you're talking to them personally.
Yeah,
absolutely. And this is, like I said, this is why you're on the show today. So Melody Keymer Harper, Speak Like a Celebrity, IgniteYourSpeakingPower.com. Both of these places you can find out. She's having a 3-day live event coming up in April 20th through the 22nd in Newport Beach. She's giving away a promo code today. So if you go to SpeakLikeACelebrity.com and check out the course, and if you decide this is the course for you, because right now you're sitting there and you know what she's saying is hitting you right in the forehead. You're like, this is what I need to do to grow my business. Then use the promo code IGNITE and get a discount all the way down to $297 for this event.
Yeah, take advantage of it. Now, Melanie, I always ask this question: is what's the one question that we should have asked today that we didn't?
Oh gosh, probably. What's something different about you, makes you stand out from anybody else, that makes us want to come to you rather than going to somebody else?
Yeah.
And that would probably, for me, is because of my background with having my twin sister, an identical twin sister that I found out actually 7 years ago were actually identical by taking a DNA test at the doctor.
Wow.
Yeah, people just thought, the doctor's nuts, you two look so much alike, and we just thought, well, we just did. And, how it all began, but that our uniqueness stands out because of not only being twins, but now I'm on my own, so I have stories, even though she comes with me, she's with me at different times, but our lives had to change in different directions because of family needs at the time. And so when I can, I get her with me because she's still my best friend. We do everything together. But it's telling those stories that are unique to you. And the stories that people resonate, but when you tell your story, it also has to have a point to it. So it's not just getting out there randomly telling stories. It's towing them and tying them into your message to bring an impact and drive it home. And they love to hear all about the entertainment world, all the people I've worked with and got information from, and people like being on stages with your Brian Tracy's and Les Browns and Jack Canfield's, and then Elvis Presley, Elizabeth Taylor, Betty White, all the different people I've been with. They love hearing those stories. That's what makes it unique.
That's what's amazing about you. That's why we had you today. This is amazing.
Yeah, thanks for coming on to the show. We really appreciate you and your message that you shared with our audience, and we look forward to having you on the show here again soon. And
thank you.
And thanks again. So we're going to go to commercial, be back, and let's talk more about this and what we learned today, Brandon, on Money Talk 105.5 on In the Now with Mike Driggers, Brandon Hintz.
Have you ever heard the statement, mindset is everything? I believe this statement to be true. If you're ready to grow in your business or you're trying to change things in your life, mindset is key. I'm Brandon Hintz, and I've helped thousands of my clients set their mindset in the right direction to allow them to achieve their goals and to make changes in their lives. You can have what you want. Let's stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back with my help. Go to AskBrandonForFree.com. That's AskBrandon.
Here we go.
Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app with Brandon Hintz and Mike Driggers in the now.
In the now.
When?
Now?
Now?
No.
Right now.
Tomorrow, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. No, now. Welcome back. Wow, that was a powerful, powerful interview. You know, what do you think was the one thing you got out of what you heard?
Well, the one thing for me, and this is kind of what we talk about in Design It too, is that your speech, your presentation isn't just if you're going to do digital videos. So she really nailed it saying, you know, public speaking is actually talking one-on-one with somebody too. Literally just saying, hi, this is what I do. And actually being positive, professional, the persistent P's that she was talking about, that comes across in every single conversation that you're ever on. So just being there for that is amazing.
Yeah, I you know, the one thing I got, which, you know, is so true, is, you know, the butterflies.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty powerful because, you know, we do get butterflies. I get butterflies every time I speak, every time I go on stage. And I just, you know, I pray that the Lord's message flows through me and that I do an absolute best presentation every time before I go on stage, that I shine the best that I can be. And I know that the butterflies I'm always striving to be better than what I would normally be for each talk. And even just being on the show, like, we're just getting better and better, trying to force that into, you know, always improving. So I think that was the big thing for me that I got from there, is that don't be afraid of the butterflies, because it does forces you to be the best. And, you know, and I love what she was saying too there near the end, about your stories and believing in you and telling the story, you know, make sure it has a point. And a couple of weeks back, remember when we had Gwendolyn Osborne Smith on, right? The gal from Price is Right. And she said that believe in your own magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty powerful, because that's so true. A lot of people look, you know, believe in you, because it starts with you. Right? You need to go out there and communicate. Don't be afraid of the haters. They're going to be there. You have to have them to be able to have successful. You can't have, there's a yin and yang opposing forces in the martial arts. You've seen the circle with the swirl in the middle. There's earth, water, you know, fire, water, earth, land, right? Sky, land, whatever. But it's the yin and yang. And you don't be afraid. Just believe in you and go out there and communicate the best that you can. You know, and if you feel that you need to improve, go find programs. There's a ton out there. Toastmasters. There's a course called Design It, where we teach on how to communicate, right? Matter of fact, we've got one coming up, March 16th, 17th, and 18th. And, you know, we've got a great 3 days, and people that always go through are constantly you know, just telling the world how much they learned and walked away with, because we're teaching you some pretty powerful stuff at these events. And if you want to go, we actually have it's a $3,000 course, and we're giving it away an early bird special for March. You go to designitcourse.com, and you use the promo code 97STARTER. That means for $97, you could come to our 3-day course that's worth $3,000 in value, where we're going to teach you how to communicate effectively, how to find your ideal wow clients, the perfect clients, how to know what they want to hear. A lot of times people don't know, you know, they don't want to know, they don't know how, if they're even communicating the right
there's
thing.
There's no way that you're expressing the why you're in business. Learning the why and then being able to express that and put it into a sales funnel, because remember, again, you're a business.
Yeah. When you walk away, you'll actually have your own sales funnel. Like, we're going to show you and tell you how easily you could create a sales funnel that leads to building a database, exposing your business, you as an individual, but also how to grow your business and profit from the sales funnels. We're not talking about just a regular website, a brochure, where we're talking about a funnel that goes to work for you. for your wow client. So again, that was designitcourse.com, and the promo code's 97 starter, $97. That's it. And
it's early bird registration. That'll be good for the next, I think, 5 days.
Yep.
So if you're going to get in there, there's only, I think there's only 20 tickets reserved at that starter price.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in going forward, go learn some more about it at designitcourse.com and take a look at it. Look at some of the testimonials of people that have gone through there. And the last course we just did, there was some great impact. And there's a lot of people just moving in that way where they know right now they're tired of working in their business. So they're going to start working on their business. And this is going to give you the key factors to help you design your business to gain more of your life so that you can actually start doing the things that you thought you were going to be doing when you opened your business.
Well, I think that's a lot. And if you're going into business or thinking about going into business, you might as well start out right on how to work on your business instead of in your business.
Yeah, I think we had 10% people that were actually transitioning out of other companies into their why, and they're going and doing what they wanted last. So there's literally a 10% don't even have a business open yet, coming through Design It with that playbook and learning these lessons hands-on that weekend, that are going to go open a brand new business with this format, and they're going to be twice as successful. We're going to collapse so much of a time frame for them. But then there was people there that are actually transitioning out of their old jobs into a new line of work. That was amazing too. And then there's people opening up speaking, real estate. There was landscaping companies. I mean, these key benefits that we teach, just like our last speaker, she was telling you some of the powerful steps. These weekend courses, they're built for you. They're made to design your business so that you can move forward and start living the life and making the income that you wanted. Yeah. So check it out at designitcourse.com.
Yeah, what if you learned one thing that changed your whole business?
Always.
Like, I mean, how would your life be if you were to put an extra $1,000 or $10,000 a month income because of one thing that changed your life?
Yeah.
Right? That one thing. You just never know, and you won't know if you don't go. That's what I know.
You won't know if you don't go.
Right.
I hear all the time in the course, like, man, I knew I had to do this. I just didn't know where to start, and this is perfect. You guys laid it out just where I needed it. And I'm always like, they knew it, right? Knowledge. Knowledge is knowing something and leveraging it to your advantage. If you know something, it's just sitting there. You're like an encyclopedia or a Jeopardy contestant just walking around with all this information. Take that knowledge and learn how to implement it. If you were to go to Melody's course and learn how to speak like a celebrity and started using that everywhere, you'd be successful with it. But if you went to the course and did nothing with it, then you did nothing with it.
Yeah, that old saying, knowledge is power. Well, I somewhat agree with it. You know, knowledge has power, the only time it has power is when you use it.
Yeah.
Right. And and so you want to take advantage of any type of course where you can get a discount like this, and with hers, and then ours, and future courses that we work with or people that we'll bring on. This is a way to improve yourself. We're always improving 1% every day. That's 365% of improvement in a year. Where could you be? Where would your life be? Don't sit and wait. Take advantage of what we do and listen to our show, because we're always bringing great talent to the show for everybody to take advantage of and listen. And, I know on the app, the Money Talk 105.5 app, or you can go back and listen to the show and take notes. We live stream it from the Now Academy, and you can go to inthenow.com to get to some of our shows. And so multiple ways. inthenow.com. inthenow.com. So take advantage of that, and let's work on this year. Let's work on improving 1% every day.
Every year. I mean, like Mike said, and like she said on the call, is that we're all investing in ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's the new age we live in right now, is really fine-tuning yourself, getting yourself to that next level. Take courses, whether you come to Design It or somebody else's courses, or you're learning new crochet. Mike's got a class.
Crochet.
How you look at it, you've got something going on that you need to take advantage of, and start taking those steps forward, especially now as we're going into March.
Yep.
Some of your New Year's resolutions have already been successful. Some of them have already fell off. Maybe you need to rekindle them. Find something to reignite that. That's why we built the Design It course, was to find that way to fall in love with your business again, and take that one next step. Collapse some time frames to be successful. Find ways of really focusing in that one thing to win, those powerful wow clients, everything that you need. So on this show, we're just talking about giving value, giving value, giving value. That's why we bring these guests on. That's why we're teaching you these lessons in there. And even in the next week's show, we're going to really deep dive into some really good teachings and really just give you guys this impact that you need to be successful.
Yeah, next week we're talking about perfect client.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to go into that. So Brandon, I'm going to interview Brandon, and we're going to go back and forth and talk about the perfect client. Because the one thing you've got to realize is that between the both of us, we have over 60 years of advertising and marketing experience.
Whoa,
major
60.
Corporate. Well, 30
not
for
that
you.
old, man.
Oh, yeah, I am. So we'll add to it. But hey, we love having you, love listening. So stay tuned for next week when we're on Money Talk 105.5 and In the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hintz.
Have a good day, everybody.
Have a blessed day. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.